Hi and welcome back, and I've been able to get into London at last. I had some work I had to do there and gave me a couple of hours off, and one of the places I've wanted to take photographs of for a long time, and I know so many people have taken pictures of it before, but was the Trellick Tower. I had to meet a client nearby, and were looking for locations to film a documentary my friend and client is making, and I thought, let's go to the Trellick Tower and see what we can do. So I've taken some shots of that, and I've been to other places in London as well. But I was actually really trying out the Fuji Acros too. Now I haven't developed the film, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to do it in a few minutes. Suddenly realised that the room I use as my dark room is also where my washing machine is, and that's still on. So I'm waiting for that to finish before I can go in there and actually develop this film. We did find an area where there was a graffiti. It was like a garden with the walls are surrounded with graffiti, and by that time I changed from a colour film to black and white. So I took some shots in black and white, but there's one shot I'm particularly interested in of a guy where he is spray painting a wall, but I've got him side on, and there's a set of stairs with graffiti on, and that one is of a particular interest. Other than the Trellick Tower, we went to the Royal Albert Hall and walked along there and took some shots. And again, I was using my 70 to 150 zoom lens, so I was trying that out as well when I was there. I had all three lenses. I had my 50mm and 28mm lens. So what I'll do is I will go through the photographs afterwards, so you can actually have a look on the screen, and I'll zoom in and do a zoom test on the film. But also you'll see little clips of me in London and by the Trellick Tower, and have a little bit of an explainer when I'm there, sort of thing. So yeah, anyway, hope you enjoy. Okay, so finally I've got back into London, and I'm out with a good friend. You can't see him. He's the one who was in the other video you couldn't see, and he's laughing. So yeah, we just got somewhere that I've wanted to photograph for a very long time. What I'll do is I'll wait until I get there to show you what it is. But it has relations to Goldfinger, but in a kind of a roundabout and strange way. So we've had to catch buses today because in London, because of the fact that the tubes are all up the spout. So it's now a little walk we've got to take, and we'll soon be there. Okay, so we're actually at the Trellick Tower, and the actual tower was designed by a guy called Goldfinger, and that's the reference that I come up with. Now, I've been round the front, I've taken a few shots around the front and the side, and we found this like little garden type area with a basketball court and with a like walls with lots of graffiti, and it's just absolutely amazing. And the thing is, I've now changed over to black and white film, but that's so typical of me. Okay, so we've decided to move on and we've come to the Albert Hall, and I want to try and get a few shots of this, but I mean, I've got a wide angle lens, but I don't think it's going to work. So what I've done is I've put my 75 to 150 lens on just to try and get a few shots at a distance of the building, see if I can get some like a little bit close-up stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at a few photographs I shot on the Fuji Acros too. Now, the one photograph that I was expecting to come out really, really well didn't, and I don't know why, and it's this one here. It's just out of focus. I get that the shot would have worked really well if it had been in focus, and I don't know what happened. I just cannot tell whether it's camera shake or whatever it was. It just didn't work at all. But let's have a look at the shots I did of the Trellick Tower. Now, I've had major problems. I had to rescan these photographs twice because I had problems with the edges, and I've had to change the way I scan. I use a digital camera to scan, that all the edges were all soft, so anything like this height down was just completely spongy and soft, as I call it. And then because of the rescan, I had problems with dust, and I've got dust marks on all these. This is actually on the building. It's not actually anything to do with me, that's on the building. But I just really love this shot, and I'd seen it taken by other people, and I thought, that's a really cool shot. So I just want to go through a few more. And again, problem with the dust marks here. But you can see, I don't know, it was a dull, overcast day with a 100-speed film. What are you going to get? And you can just see shots like this are just really, really pleasing. So I'm just going to go through a few more. And again, here you go, got the problem with the dust. And this is where we did the photographs in this garden where all this graffiti was. if I go a bit further down there, you can see. But look at that. It's just like, wow, so pleasing. And getting the guy in the distance there, spray painting at the same time. I did a couple of this particular piece, but I wanted to also get the Trellick Tower in the background and the graffiti on the walls in the foreground, and the contrast and I don't know what it is. For some reason, this film is really good with architecture, and it really gives me that type of look I'm looking for. It almost gives like a three-dimensional feel to it. And this is the other one of the graffiti, and it's just wow. I mean, I'm just so pleased with that, and the whites and the different shades and stuff are really, really nice. I think out of all of them, this is my favourite shot. It's sharp, it's clean, and it's quite a bit of a distance from the Trellick Tower. I used a 28mm lens, and just to get in that background of the trees. I thought it might look cluttered, but to me it doesn't. It looks, I don't know, it looks really, really cool. And then we get onto the Albert Hall, and I've done a few shots down. Now this is with the 150mm lens. Yeah, it's a bit soft. It's not as sharp as like we were with a 28 or a 50mm lens, but that can only be expected. And this time I think I had the 70 to 150 lens on at 70mm, but I was a bit too close to this. I was running at f4, so I was a bit too close to this pit here, but the actual rest of the barges and the distance are all in focus. And then with this one, again, I was actually focusing on the actual sign in the distance there. I remember this is huge, so you're going to see all the grain, and you're going to see the pixels from the camera, because I had to reduce the size I was working on. So I was actually only using 50% of the sensor to get this to do these scans, because I'm going to do another video on about the problems I had with scanning these. So this is like only a 6 megapixel shot instead of a 12. And I know 12 megapixels isn't anything these days, but that's what I've got at the moment. Okay. And again, this is a 28mm from the opposite side of the road of the Trellick Tower. Again, I really like this. Okay, so it's not all perfectly straight and that, but I don't know, I just really like it. So going close. There you go. Yeah, I'm just really, really pleased with this film. Okay, and what else is there? Another one back to the Albert Hall. I didn't scan these in order. I just scanned them as I was cutting them up and putting them through the little process that I take. And again, this I think was probably taken on 50mm from across the street, and that was taken on the 75-150 lens at a distance. So it's actually not that bad sharp wise when you look at the actual 150 on there. It's not too bad at all. Okay, another out of focus shot. This was taken down by the river. I've actually gone and reshot this, and it's going to be in another video with the swan nesting there. This is because I had camera shake. There's no doubt about that's what happened. I was probably running, I think I was running at 60 of a second or something at f4, and that just isn't going to work with a zoom lens like that. So I've been back down and rephotographed that. And again, this is another shot with the 75-150 again. Not brilliant. They're in focus at the front here, and you get a nice drop off, but it's not a brilliant shot. Okay, this was the final shot on the film, and I was at South Bermondsey railway station. I was actually there helping a director do some work that he was doing, and I saw this shot, and there's one thing that really puts me off this shot. I love it, other than the fact you've got that triangle bright white in the middle, and that really just draws your eye straight into it. It looks like the play button, the YouTube play button. But anyway, I love that shot. Other than that, I want to go back and reshoot this on a different lens and see what I can get. And there's another shot I wanted to do there as well. So when I'm back in London, I'll attach that onto whatever video I'm making. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you like the photographs I took of the Trellick Tower. Just to go over about the film, the Fuji Acros 2, I mean, I really like it. I think this is one of my films I don't have a go-to film. I don't think that's a good idea, and I'm going to do a video on that by itself. But to have a film like Fuji Acros 2 is really something I would use on a very specific type of shoot. And I say I really liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the normal things with this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. See you soon.